So what makes you want to start this documentary, friend?
I don't know. I just feel like I want to tell my story. I feel like my story is like everybody's story. I feel like we all dealing with childhood trauma. I feel like we all got an inner child that we holding on to. I feel like everybody always holding on to like toxic shame, toxic guilt, and we internalize that, but a lot of us don't know where it's coming from. And I just want to actually like just give the youth something to understand. Like, you not by yourself, you're not alone. This is called ACEs.
What's ACEs?
So ACEs is pretty much like adverse childhood experiences. Like, if four or more childhood events happen or experience when you're like a child, like let's say it can be like substance abuse, it can be domestic violence, it can be like drug abuse, it can be somebody in the household with mental illness, you seen somebody die, or you had a loss of a parent before age of 18. Any of these things can be described as ACEs, and these things can actually turn into like chronic health conditions. You'll see people dealing with substance abuse early on, people dying before they age 60. You'll see like in and out of jail. All these things can actually turn into like, it can just disrupt your developmental flow. A lot of people don't understand how the brain works. Like, your amygdala is where you actually respond to stress. It's how you respond to stress. So when that becomes overactive, that's when you start seeing people having flight, freeze responses. You start seeing how people, people just dealing with a lot of internalized toxic shame, and they don't know how to actually like deal with it. They don't know how to handle it. They don't know where it's coming from, and it develops into like unhealed, prolonged exposure, or it turns into like post-traumatic stress. All these different things.
Mm-hmm.
But it's time for me to tell my story. I feel like, this is my story, and I feel like there's so many other girls, little boys' stories. Everybody got a story like this. So the reason why I wanted to do this particular song was because, like, when you really see it, like, all the fights that we used to have, I used to love fighting. Like, you know how we watch those shows, like them ghetto shows, like Baddies East, South Central Baddies, Young and Reckless, like, a lot of that stuff I still watch because it's nostalgic to me, because I used to love fighting. I used to love getting in trouble, and I never knew that stuff was toxic. I thought that was normal, and people don't understand that's not normal. That's something that was actually passed down. That's generational trauma that's passed down, that's actually affecting how you respond to everything. It leaves like a fight, flight, freeze response, to where it's like you in survival mode, like you on the edge, or you constantly lashing out, ready to flee at the slightest trigger. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see Frenchyy, man. I see you doing like a lot of name dropping in this track. So can you kind of explain some of those occurrences that?
See, like, and that's another thing too. I don't want nobody to take nothing from this or take it the wrong way, because me dropping names don't got nothing to do with like me holding on to anything. But you gotta also understand, my inner child resonate with those scenarios like it was just like it was yesterday. You get what I'm saying? So like, people might not understand why, like, if you cut me off, I might not just like drive by like a regular person would. I might try to fuck your ass up, because in the past these are things that happened to me. You get what I'm saying? Beating people through drive-through windows, Walmart, McDonald's. You get what I'm saying? Like, I had somebody try to shoot me when I was in the 6th grade. So like, we don't take this stuff serious, but then that's kind of like where that post-traumatic stress comes from. So it's like, I'm not finna wait around for somebody to hit me first. I'm gonna hit them. You get what I'm saying? Like, but it's no shade. Like, I love everybody. That's another thing too. Like, I'm kind of glad this kind of happened to me, because it changed my whole insight. Like, I love God, and I can't hate nobody if I love God. You get what I'm saying? I give everybody grace. I give everybody the same grace that I wanna have. But at the same time, I wasn't always that person. So that's the reason why I wanted to make this as real as possible. I wanted to be authentic.